So one of the carefully concealed secrets that most of us have is this desire to be extraordinary in some way. Now, we don't say that out loud. It feels a little awkward to admit it, but we want to be extraordinary people. I think as we get older, maybe we lose some of that. We get used to, I don't know, the ordinariness of life. We become content with average. But still, I would say for everyone within us, below the surface, maybe not even that far below the surface, is this desire to be somebody that stands out, that raises above the line that says average, extraordinary in some way. To prove my point, let me play a little game with you to let us discuss our desire to be extraordinary, okay? So we'll play just a quick game of Would You Rather. Would you rather be extraordinarily talented or extraordinarily attractive? Talented, okay. Feels weird to say attractive out loud. 9 o'clock had a guy though over here who said, attractive, extraordinarily attractive. And I just wanted to know what he looked like. Like I was like, the rest of my sermon, I'm like, who said that? All right. Here's another question. Would you rather be extraordinarily intelligent or extraordinarily wealthy? Intelligent, but smart people would say money. So I don't know what the right answer is here. All of us want to be extraordinary in some ways, and yet we end up feeling like our lives are quite ordinary, quite predictable. We live in ordinary homes, and you move into a house and you discover it's a lot like a house down the street, or we drive ordinary cars. You don't think you do until you get it, and then you just notice everyone suddenly seems to drive that car or drive that color of car. We try to dress in unordinary ways, but there's so many people who dress unordinarily, it's just become quite ordinary. No matter how you dress, there are a lot of other people like you. It's just ordinariness of life. To further prove my point, I want to ask you some questions. If this is true for you, you raise your hand. We'll kind of do this as a mass confession of our ordinariness or our predictability. Okay, so raise your hand if all of our campuses, if this is true for you. I'll just go through a list of things here. The check engine light on your car is on right now, or it might be on, you don't really know. Just raise your hand if it's on or it's on and off so much you're not sure. Okay. Is this true for you that just because you're wearing workout clothes doesn't mean you're gonna work out? Anybody else? Like live your life that way? Like don't put that on me. I'll dress how I want to dress. Third, you have at least one plant in your house that you're not sure if it's dead or alive. Like it's been that way for years. You've never watered it, but it doesn't seem quite dead. It's plastic. You have a password that ends in the number 1 or an exclamation point because your original password wasn't strong enough. Anybody? Okay. Lots of us just admitting the final character of our password. Here's another one. You've pretended to be on your phone to avoid talking to someone. Anybody else? Okay. You have a collection of power cords at home and you have no idea what they go to, but you can't bring yourself to throw them away. Yeah. You have clothes in your closet that you're keeping for when you get in shape. Anybody else? Summer clothes. You've stepped on your bathroom scale multiple times thinking that there'll be a different number. Like you get on and you get off, and you're like, yeah, it's not right. And you get back on. You have a junk drawer in your kitchen of some kind. Who's got a junk drawer in their house? Okay. And I'm just gonna list some things that I think are in your junk drawer. A few Allen wrenches that came with furniture. Anybody have that in your junk drawer? Some batteries that may or may not work. Rubber bands just in case. A random key from the 90s that you're afraid to throw away. Like it's been in the families for generations and you just don't know what it goes to. And then like 32 paper clips. We all have pretty predictable and ordinary lives, but there is something within us that wants to stand out from the crowd. We want to be at least a part of something extraordinary. We don't want to just accept our ordinary existence. We want to leave a legacy. We want to make a difference. We want to have an impact. And just before Jesus ascended into heaven, he gives us this mission, and the mission is an assignment for the church to be unleashed, to turn the world upside down. And then the book of Acts tells about the early church being on this mission, living this extraordinary life. But it happens because it's done in togetherness, meaning that on our own, we are pretty ordinary, but together something extraordinary happens. Around here, we talk about it as the full force of the church being unleashed. That on our own, each of us is just like a little drop, a little raindrop, but together it's like this flood that can turn the world upside down.